Hello, good morning, good morning. Morning, good morning. Yeah, so gold is moving up here like crazy today. Rumor has it that Trump wants Greenland next for defense purposes. You may or may not agree with him, but price is moving up because of him. So what are you gonna do? We got a nice little crossover over here. Little 8 SMA was at cross of 50. I'm waiting for a break of the highs here by 44.25. See if I can get stuck in a buy. Get another buy position here for the day. So that is the plan. Welcome back, everybody. That's our first week, well, first full week, I guess, of good week of 2026, where you're gonna see a lot of the traders coming back. Some traders are gonna take this week off as well because they're lazy and scared. But you know, we've been here throughout the holidays. Price has been moving amazingly. Whilst people think that, you know, December is supposed to be slow, man, complete different. Because, you know, like money never sleeps, right, guys? Money never sleeps. Doesn't know Christmas. Money doesn't know Christmas. Money is like an animal in the wilderness. You think a lion knows it's Christmas or New Year's? It's just another day of survival, you know, for a lion in the wilderness. So just that's like how making money is. It's quite a cutthroat thing to do. Doesn't know any holidays. But, you know, we're here, we showed up, and that's the important thing. That's the important thing here today. So let's see if we can if we can see price break above this area here. Got like a little bit of a fakey situation down below here. Might get stuck into a sooner breakout if something sets up nicely. Then I see what we can do over there. See if price can continue to move upwards. But yeah, it's been a pretty good start of 2026 over here. We've just been getting like bumper clot trades, a lot of running positions. Then obviously we got the London consolidation here. This is where a lot of the fun kind of dies out. You know, we've seen this happen quite a lot. But let's see if London can have a little bit more juice in it left. You know, just a little small little breadcrumbs over here because we're already up 2.15%. That daily is quite extended. I think the other thing would be like a retracement, maybe a small pullback, and then for price to continue moving up. But look at this. This thing just skyrocketed up like almost 1,000 pips, no bottom wick. But remember, this candle here did like 2,000 pips, right? Kid, 2,000 pips. This candle is up like almost 1,000 pips, no bottom wick. It just skyrocketed because of the Venezuela situation. Man, imagine that. Imagine stealing, or what do you call it, like abducting a president. Bro was just sleeping in his bed and then him and his wife got captured. That's crazy. That is insane. In 2026? And doesn't that mean like that's a declaration of war right there? Obviously Venezuela, they know they can't really do much against the United States military, so what are they gonna do? You know, what are they gonna do? They're gonna do nothing. They're just gonna have to. Man, Trump is a savage. He sees like 1.9 billion worth of oil from them, and the reporter was like, "What are you gonna do with the oil?" And then Trump is like, "We're gonna keep it." Now he has control over like $1 trillion oil market, you know, because Venezuela is the highest producer of oil, followed by I think what is that, Saudi Arabia, then Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like yeah. So this is seriously some breaking news over here. Serious breaking news. He said he was going to keep the oil and also the boats. Savage. Man, Trump is on another level. I'm thinking about like getting in sooner here, but should get in sooner. A little liquidity grab, but it's like whiplashing. Previous 5 minute was like a doji. Get in sooner, wait for the break of the highs. May get in sooner here. We could break above this high. It'd be perfect if it comes down actually and creates a support right here, close by. Previous 5 minutes like a doji. You can see right here, doji candlestick closure. Little indecision. The break of these highs pushed up about 10, coming back down. Yeah, I think next time we break those highs, we should have like more of a little bit of a decent push. Like 17 seconds. It would be nice if this thing closed like a bit more bearish. That was Trump. Trump just gave me a call right now. He said we should be good to go with these buys. They just need some candlesticks to keep moving up a little bit here. Up like Donald Trump. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody in the chat doing? Venezuela had a mutual defense treaty with Russia and billions in equipment cooked in one night. Russia and China in serious trouble with oil. Oof. Trump is seriously starting 2026 off here with a bang. Imagine, we're only on like the 5th. 2026, we already got a president abducted. Said no New Year's for you, sir. And if you don't know, now you know. Oh my days. Crazy. That picture of him abducted kind of looks like a Pablo Escobar situation. Like when they call Escobar. Now you're talking about Colombia. And now he's talking about Greenland. Holy. This year is going to be fireworks. I told you, chat. Like 2026, we know volume is coming in now. 2025 was like, all right, you know, what is Trump going to do? 2026, it's like, yeah, we know what Trump is going to do. And we got the... what is it? The Federal Reserve, the new Fed chair is going to be put in on Friday. Think about like even a sooner entry here. Maybe if we can come down such as this. Pulling down here and then look at something like the break of these highs. Like something of the sort. Should we wait? 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 I think we should wait. I think we should wait a little longer. Trading while Trump is president is like Squid Games. Yeah, here is. Y'all think like they gave him the Nike Tech? Or you think he just pulled that out his wardrobe? Man's fitted in the Nike Tech. They probably gave it to him. What a collaboration, huh? Talk about free advertising. What an amazing free advertising. Like that GBL speaker. Did you see that GBL speaker that was lost at sea for like 6-9 months? And it still worked. Hey, got Ben Affleck in the Nike Tech. Look at this guy. Yeah, did you see that GBL speaker? Man, like 7-9 months, something like that. 6-9 months in the ocean. Some guy found it with barnacles on it, and it still worked. It still freaking worked. Man, I think I'm gonna buy myself a JBL next time. Next time I need like a portable speaker. This thing's actually pretty good. You thought the Nike Tech was AI? Dr. Disrespect has fallen off. Oh yeah, apparently there's some controversies with that guy. All right, so I'm looking for maybe a buy. Should we get a buy here? Is it too early? There's a breaks here. It should break here and just keep flying anyway. I feel like it would be safer to wait. I'm waiting for 44.25 to break. 44.25. Okay, that's above. That's the main one, huh? I mean, that's the bigger one. I'm trying to finesse my way into this one right here. See how it's like swinging a bit? It'll require a bit of finesse because there's something else cooking up right here. If this thing pulls down like this and then re-breaks, maybe I'm going to get it from up here. Maybe we should just get it now. And tricky situation. Should we just get it now? Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, should we get it now? Should we wait? I think we should wait. I'm gonna wait for my main idea here. It's already breaking. Alright, so I got triggered in. Let's fly. Come on, Trump. Let's go, Spartans.
What is your profession?
I felt like this one would have been a... Man, really contemplated this one right here. Really contemplated, but we should be good with the trend. Let's fly. Come on, Venezuela. Venezuela! Viva la US! Viva la Venezuela! Let's go! Come on, fly, Goldie. I know you're distributing from this one. You see, the thing is freaking distributing from that first one right there. Oh, you can push. Let's go, let's go. It's the second, it's like the second entry. I want to see it kind of wipe out these highs by like 44.25. Oh man, come on, Goldie. Picked up by like 25 over there from the first position. It was not like the cleanest, but there's definitely something interesting happening there. The good thing about this is there's a lot of volume here on this 5. We're about to get a new 5-minute candlestick open up too. Come on, 5-minute. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Stop loss to break even. Open with no bottom wick over here. Come on, fly, Goldie, fly. Come on, breakthrough, Goldie. Beautiful. Securing right over here, chat. Congratulations, everybody who caught this trade. Let's go. Viva la Venezuela! Free the Venezuelan president. Actually, no, keep him. Keep him there. Keep him there. Not yet. Don't free him yet. Beautiful. Amazing. Congratulations, everybody caught this move over here. Nice. It's paying out the second. Nice, paying out the third entry. The third entry for Gbpjpy. Gbpjpy over here. Now you get the third entry. But you know, we got one entry here, and then we got a secondary entry here. And now it's trying to pay out the third entry by around these break of the highs. Just roughly around like that zone. That's what it's paying out right now. That's skyrocketing up here. It's up about, you know, like 30 pips. 30 pip move from that secondary entry. From our entry, it's already up like 50 pips. And yeah, pretty good start. Pretty good start over here to 2026. Man, and like Trump is just on one right now. He's really on one, and that's moving markets. That's why, you know, we made that reel yesterday and how we spoke about this. Because man, I just knew it. I just knew this was gonna cook. Oh, God.
Colombia is producing a lot of drugs. They have cocaine factories that make cocaine, as you know.
What's happening with Venezuela? Now Trump has his eyes on Colombia. This guy just wants bloodshed, and that's pretty good for gold. Because if we look at gold right now, gold is a pretty fat retracement over here. And seeing everything that's happening right now, I think gold is gonna skyrocket next weekend. You know, our targets are gonna be here by 4,400, which is just pretty much this resistance. As you can see, price has created a support. All right, awesome. Very nice. Up about 2.30% here on the daily time frame. Holy. Let's go ahead and journal this trade. Some fun coupons. Some fun coupons. Is that 312, 3.12, Amazing. On the 5-minute time frame, candle without a wick, what does that mean? Oh, it just means there's a lot of volume in the market. That's all. I'm not too worried about it because at least we got our entry confirmation. On my broker, there's no bottom wick here, but this one just opened up and skyrocketed up. It just means there's a lot of volume. Sometimes you just don't get the bottom wick. Like even if you look at the daily time frame, for example, it doesn't have a bottom wick. There's no bottom wick over there. And just opened up and skyrocketed up bullish. There's a little accumulation breakout that happened over here. I was on German 40, missed your trade. No worries. You're gonna have plenty of opportunities this week. We still have a lot of daily range to fill up over here. Up towards resistance by 45.40. No. What a way to start my Monday morning. in the new year. Welcome, welcome, Wavy Santa. Yeah, I know. We should be getting a lot of people back here today. Guys, you can ask what lot size on the chat if we don't know how much equity you have. Correct. That's why when people ask me what's my lot size, it's just like, it doesn't help anyone, you know? It doesn't help because it doesn't matter because you might not have the capital anyway, so how are you going to use it? Hey, Yasid. We also got Kavija, straight play out over here. Thank you, Jane. Yeah, keep that guy in there. Keep him in there a little bit longer, Trump. A little bit longer. Man, that guy took over a country and he's like, no, we're going to put people from the US in charge now. And the country is going to be run by the United States. Like, who does that? And he did it so swiftly. Like, that's crazy. That's like checkmate. If you're playing chess, you just grab the king and game over, right? So swiftly. He's like a hitman. Like, if you ever played Hitman, the video game, how the guy just moves around the house so swiftly. Like, he's just walking and assassinating people so easily. That's like Trump. That's like Trump just walking to the bedroom and be like, hey, we got your Nike tech over here. Put this on. We're going a little trip. Going a little trip, sir. They gotta like blindfold him. They blindfold him. They got him like these noise cancellation headphones. Crazy. Man, you know the thing about the military tech is so ahead of anything that we have as consumers, like, you know, right now. They're so far ahead. Imagine what kind of tech that they use to infiltrate that White House of his. And they probably got like, they can see him through the walls and everything, like Superman or something, you know? The US tech is like 20, 50 years ahead. Even more, that US tech is like centuries ahead. You know, if we now start talking about conspiracies, like these guys are so ahead. It is insane. You can't even fathom how far ahead they are. You know, if we go down the rabbit hole, you can't even fathom. It's not only the US. I mean, Russia also has access to these this information, but it's always a matter of like who can decrypt the information better, you know? That's like also like in trading. We all have access to the information. It's just like who can decrypt the information a lot better. That's the whole idea behind like trading. There's no like gatekeeping, there's nothing like that. It's just like who can understand that information better. You know, because like, for example, Russia could have alien spaceships, China could have some, and the US could have some. But to reverse engineer it, it's just a matter of like, who can decipher that information better? You know, so you got to have like all the best scientists. And man, it's not easy to come across really smart people. It's actually very, very difficult. It's so hard to find good help. You have no idea. Even like when you're running a business, it's so difficult to find good help. It's not easy. You know, so you got like very good scientists. You gotta find very good scientists. You gotta poach them as well. You might not even have them in the US. The US might have to even liaise with like countries like Russia, try and poach some scientists from them. And this has already been seen throughout history too. But that's a different topic over there. So got a 1 to 2 since I got the stupid consistency rule. I won't trade more than one trade. Done and dusted account. Nice, very good, very good. Politicians, this is bad. Traders, keep him in there longer. Yes, sir. Lock that guy up. Now we go for Colombia next. Who's the Colombian president? Colombia is a messed up country, though. You get shot there like nothing. I saw this woman. Oh, man, I don't even want to talk about it. This is Gustavo Petro. Gustavo Petro, you're next. You're next. Make sure you go to bed with some clothes on. Gustavo Petro. Then we're gonna go for Greenland next. Let's see. Greenland is icy. Yeah, it's an icy place. It's weird because like Iceland is green and then Greenland is icy. But I think what the US is trying to catch over here would be the North Pole. But you know, the North Pole is like so difficult to survive in. It's so difficult, but it has such a good, it's very advantageous because it's so difficult to get to. So you gotta put like some missiles there. But yeah, it looks like we're going for Greenland then next. Man, price is up 2.30%. And it's literally that simple. So you tell me, what's better? A book map that you kind of know, but you don't know? Maybe there is liquidity, maybe there's no liquidity, or like actual news. You see, this is my version of a book map right over here. Because I know even like if you don't get the cleanest entry, then you're going to still be on the right side of the market and you're still going to have a higher probability of a winning trade, correct? So you be the judge. Would you rather wait and follow up on the news and see, okay, you know, what's Trump doing or what's happening and get that confidence and then see that reflect in the market? Or would you just rather get like a book map and be lazy and say, oh, there's a big bubble over here, so there's a lot of sellers. And then you overcomplicate it now. You're going to say, you know, you get into your smart money concept, mentality and mode, and then you don't even know at that point anymore. You see, because now we're not doing anything that we're making up. We're doing what the market is doing here today. Market's moving up, so we're going to move up with it based off the news. Simple. Gold grows on trees. Scientists reveal a surprising microbial trick. Money do not grow on trees, which is a fact, but this metal does. Scientists hid in partnership between trees and microbes. They have discovered solid gold inside ordinary tree needles. This finding has opened new paths of cleaner mineral explanation. It's so weird, like, there's so many things that are being always discovered in the world. As long as we've been here, there's still every single week something that new that is being discovered. Crazy. A strange discovery inside living trees. Scientists found gold particles inside Norway spruce needles. Yeah, we need to go ahead and farm these things. I wonder how many of those needles you have to farm to actually get something. These are like Christmas trees. You know the thing about gold? Gold is everywhere. Yeah, it's not difficult per se to find gold. The problem is the quantity, because you're going to find like really tiny specks of it, right? Really tiny specks, but like getting a quantity that's worth your while is a difficult part. But gold is everywhere, man. Like the earth was hit with meteorites for centuries, you know? Meteorites for centuries. All those meteorites are carrying gold onto the planet. It's everywhere. It's just getting the quantity. Let's see. The discovery surprised researchers studying plant chemistry. Gold is normally toxic in living organisms. It rarely appears as a solid metal inside cells, yet microscopic gold particles were clearly present. The trees were growing above gold-rich soil. Where's the scientific surprise unfolded? This happened in northern Finland. Shout out to people from Finland. Finnish people in the chat. I used to have some Finnish friends when I was a kid. Their names were Ville and Votre. I think they're like Finnish or Swedish. Swedish maybe. Ville, Votre. Specifically around forests near the Kittilä gold mine area. Alright, so let's see. The trees were not making gold themselves. Instead, tiny microbes lived inside plant tissues. These microbes form protective biofilms around gold ions. Why does study matter? Study reveals a hidden interaction between plants and microbes. Shout out from the Philippines. Hey, shout out to the Philippines. Yeah, we invest in TFX Gold Trees micro plantation. You know, that's a beautiful thing about the world. Like, there's still so much to discover. Still so many things you can experiment with, and as you know, it feels like everything's been given to us nowadays. But I feel like there's so much left more to discover. You know, obviously. Damn, Daniel. I thought, you know, like we could make a support over here. Price create like some kind of a support like this and then continue to head upwards. This is a tricky situation though. I feel like I should have taken this one though. This one should have been, oh, entry should have come in sooner. Because, you know, it's one thing having a plan and it's another thing following your plan to the T. Correct? You can be always safe about your entries, but I think like when you look back at your trade, whether it's a winner or a losing trade, it's one thing again to follow your plan to the T. I really think like entry model should have been like right here. I'm not complaining, but quite happy with the position, but still I feel like it should have been right here. Yeah, yep. Because I've already noticed myself, usually on stream, I'm being too careful with my trades. So that's leading me to miss on certain opportunities. It's something that I noticed. Being too careful. Shouldn't be so careful all the time. It's because I'm streaming. Because you got eyes on me now. And people are going to say, oh man, that's a bad trade. That's a bad trade. And it kind of plays on your psychology a bit. So you just want a clean setup. Vic, do you have interest in trading crypto? Someone with your profile pic is asking me a message about investing. Yeah, I think it's just a fake message for sure. Those are just fakies. Yeah, those are fakies. You have to be crazy to short today? Yes, sir. Actual news is more effective, honestly. It is more effective. That's why if hedge funds just use... Like, trust me, you go to an institution, I can guarantee you that they're going to use the news more than technical analysis. It's like, it's a lot more simpler for them because since they deal with so much money, they need like such a bigger wave. Because obviously they're always in positions because it's a hedge fund, but if they had the choice of the luxury, they're gonna wait for those opportunities to first get stuck in because it creates like a big bubble, right? A big wave that they can swim in. Just think of it like they're this big person and they can't swim in a pond, right? Very difficult to get into a pond. But if the pond starts to become a swimming pool, then it's much easier for them to get in, to jump into it. So that's why, you know, news is a go-to thing like for a lot of us traders. Don't get it twisted. Like, you know, I think right now what's happening in the industry is quite funny, but don't get it twisted. At the end of the day, you want to learn about the fundamentals. You know, this is your newspaper over here. You want to read the newspaper. You wake up in the morning, you read the newspaper. Over the weekend, you read the newspaper. And just trust me, like, old is gold. Old is gold. There's nothing new you're gonna invent under the sun with any kind of new concept. Even TFX concepts is not like anything new that was invented. TFX concepts is just a way of like bringing these things to light in a very simplified approach. Number one, news. Number two, accumulation. What happens after accumulation? Simple distribution. And you're going to see that not only in trading, but all around. You know, these are concepts which are universal. It's a universal concept. And I think like, you know, as the world is, we also try to be very universal about things, isn't it? You know, we have like English as a pretty big language, but I think Chinese is actually much more spoken. Let's see. But we try and make things a lot more universal as possible. What's the most spoken language? I think it's Chinese. Let's see. Mandarin. Oh, English is the most spoken language. Okay. And then globally, counting both native and non-native speakers, with around 1.5 billion users, while Mandarin Chinese is the most native speakers, but fewer total speakers. Okay. Yeah, so pretty close. Pretty close. You see, we like universal. Universal. That's gonna make you a lot of money. Like, think about it this way, right? Imagine if you invent a device which can listen to audio input universally. So if you speak in Chinese, it's immediately translated to your language. Speak in any Russian or whatever it is, immediately translated. And when you speak out in English, We speak out in English, it translates to Chinese to the Chinese guy, and then for the other guy, he hears it in Russian or whatever language, you know, Portuguese or whatever. Like such things like that. Like trust me, like this kind of stuff are ideas which are gonna come in the future. Correct? They come in the future. It's a matter of like who's gonna develop those things, because it's really good for the military and the police as well, especially in like foreign countries, especially where they're in Afghanistan or Iraq. They don't need a translator anymore because they can just do it themselves. So there's a like, huge application military wise. It's all just comes down to funding and all of those things and technology and where we're currently at technology, because technology doesn't get better by itself. People have to work to make technology better. We just get used to, as consumers, like having things, developments like that, but people have to work to make new technology. It just doesn't fall from the sky. So you got a lot of billionaires and trillionaires investing in tech, and that's why like Elon Musk is one of those people at the forefront of all of this too, because you need money. We need that capital, we need those visionaries, and we need people like that to push forward, you know. But where was I even going with this? Uber is next. Yes, on a video call meeting. That's not the idea. There's a live translation earpods. I think it's pretty nice. I would definitely love to get that. Make it more universal. Travel to countries a lot easier, like Japan, for example. It'll make like travel so much easier too. I've always wanted to go to Japan, but you know, Japan, it's I heard it's very difficult. Like not a lot of people speak English. It can be quite overwhelming, but it's on the bucket list. Go get some freaking anime comic books. Got a 1 to 2. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Gold futures climbs 2.4% to 44.31 a troy ounce. We're currently sitting at 44.25. We peaked at 44.29. You know, the wild part is like this is not even the all-time highs. Like all-time highs are here by 45.50. So we still got a lot of room to keep moving up there. 1,208 pips. Like 2.24% on the daily. Probably still have some more leg room to keep moving up to. I had a fake Vic. I had a fake Vic ask me for bus fare. How New York might react to this? I think New York, like from pre-London session, we're already heading into, I mean from pre-New York, right now we're heading into, actually it's still quite early. It's only about 38 minutes until London opened. But I feel there's going to be a pullback as always. And then New York session is going to follow through on the daily to the upside. But we're most likely going to get some kind of like pullback. You see, it's already starting to pull back a bit into this zone right over here. You got like support coming back into this kind of like gulag. You know, like the idea is we just came in during the London session open. You see, this is London open right over here. You got London open volume. You got your SMA crossover, A cross to 50, confluence for price to keep moving up, and that's it. That's all she wrote. I think for those who missed that first trade could enter now, long now. Yeah, I mean like they could set up, it could set up a little bit better though. Then you could get like a long. Oh, you waited for the break, the ultimate break. Nice. Yeah, I think today there was like a lot of confidence for buys, you know. So you got one right here. Oh, you got one right here. Nice. Look at that. These are structural trades. You see he's getting in when there's structure. There's some form of structure and then he gets in. And you see here again, there's some form of structure and then he gets in. Very good. Amazing. This is excellent. Wait for structure, again get continuation. See Ruben, 4 hour highs to be broken. for a profitable upward movement. You see, when you do something like this on a day like this, you may not get that. You may not get that because price is in momentum. Right now, it's actually kind of distributing from, I guess, this much larger area over here. Little inverted head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, volume, nice estimate cross there. You're on the hourly time frame as well, mind you. So this is a pretty big retracement down for the hourly. You can see what happened. Let's see what happened. You got the... Yeah, you see it didn't pull back. It just keeps pushing up. So as you're waiting for it to pull back here, it's not pulling back, correct? So what can you do that you can catch a move? Because what are you trying to catch? Well, why do you even need such a big pullback? Like, we're back. Oh, we should be back. We should be back. We should be back. All right, all right. Chat, we back? Will up? All right, nice. Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say those situations setting up over here. Right here is like a little bit of a structure for breakout, continuation. That will be the structure you'd have waited for, rather than just getting in too soon. This will be the structure right here. Discord's good. Can y'all see the screen? See where gold is heading up to. 4450. Let's see, 4500. 4500. Quite a stretch. Quite a stretch. Unless we can replicate, man, imagine we replicate this profit taking here, right? This candlestick push really big, and with what's happening right now, I would not be surprised, honestly. Like, typically when I look back at the charts at the end of the day and then look back at gold, like what the heck did gold do? You know, it's just the same thing as what happened on Friday. I don't know, I kind of like expected if we break below here that price was gonna come down to correct this range, but when it did it, I was like, man, like what the heck was this? Because, you know, it hit like 4400 psychological, and then just completely dumped. It like mopped our whole market open gap. And you know, this is the same thing that happened today. Market on this was actually a Friday, open with like no bottom wick, and it skyrocketed upwards, right? And then similar thing happened today. Candle opened up, look at that, crazy. Same here and here. Candlesticks both opened up and just skyrocketed up bullish, no bottom wick. So this just paints already a picture or a small narrative of what currently is being expected of a gold spot, right? We're expecting a lot more bullish upside into 2026. So I think like the more you're going to stick with the trend, the higher the probability is that you're going to be having pretty good setups over there. So you just got to lock in, just pay attention to those macros. Obviously, I'll keep you all updated with them. And then we're going to take it from there as we go into 2026. I'm going to journal the trade. So happy I have 3 only. Yeah, only 3 trades to journal. You're gonna be happy you don't have to journal a lot. Like taking 2 trades today. That's it. Easy journal. Easy journal. Then the rest of it is like you're gonna paper trade. Rest of it is like you're gonna pepper trade and just kind of watch the market, see what's happening, what's playing out, what's not playing out. Like if you check the trades taken from Friday, you'll see that I took profits right before the price dumped. Oh, nice. Yeah, and that was a different session there too. That was during I think that we were coming into New York on Friday, so I think it was a good move. You see, like, look at how the sessions operate. Asia pushed up, London pushed up, and then we got New York session open. New York session did the reversal. That's why it's like quite important to understand the time. See how like important timing is. And then you're going to say, okay, so even though we're bullish, because the New York session just opened, I know NY tends to pull back, you know, and potentially get a sell signal. You might just get the follow through too. It's a different session. Asia session moved up. London session moved up. So, maybe New York session is going to be the session that pulls down. So if you don't be shy, you mustn't shy away from potential counter trend moves. But again, watch the video on my channel on how to do counter trend trades. Very important. How's the Discord? We're live on Discord? Discord working? Oh, I can't see my messages. Weird. I think I need to come back in. Let me come back in. Let's pop back in here. All right, man, crazy, still pushing. I don't know why anyone would sell gold, to be honest, today. Y'all are selling your FVGs. Put your hands up in the chat if you've been selling FVGs. Days like this, you gotta look back at it and be like, man, like how did price just move in that one direction? Only if I took a buy in that direction would have been a good day. But then, you know, the thing is, you know, you're not gonna know this most of the time, especially when you start trading. You're really focused on the technicals. Most of it is basically technical orientated. You're looking for strategies and that sort of thing. So you kind of miss out on this type of days. I know I did a lot miss out on this type of days where like price would just move and you don't know, like you don't know why it moved, but you just know you should have taken a buy instead of a sell. And if you just knew why it moved, I think that changed the whole game. Like, honestly, changed the whole freaking thing. Because if you're finding it difficult right now to lock into trading, like your technical analysis is not giving you a good hit rate, trust me, just use that same analysis, but use it in a market condition like this specifically. It's gonna mean you're gonna have less trades. You're gonna have to be more locked in, but it's gonna count. It really is gonna count. You're gonna have like, if you're an unprofitable trader but you have the patience to wait for such event or understand such event, like you're still gonna get like similar results to someone who's just been trading and is capable of trading the technicals. Like your P&L is going to look just as consistent, you know, but you're just gonna have to take less trades and really lock into those events. So looking at Forex Factory all the time, most people are just waiting on ISM manufacturing PMI. They're just going to talk about the basic analysis. But that doesn't really make you money, and that doesn't make the markets move necessarily. I mean, sure, they're important. We got the NFP as well this week. But these other things are way more important. Got the non-farm payroll on Friday, unemployment claims, ADP on Wednesday. So you've been saying Viva la Venezuela too much. Trump is coming for you now. Yeah, I don't want to mess with the... I wouldn't want to mess with that guy. Yeah, politicians are a different breed of humans. Because the amount of work it takes to build a business... And then having that guy do what he does at 70 is just on another level at that age as well. I feel like politicians are just built differently, you know. They have a lot more a grit. They have a lot more hustle. They got a different mindset. It's not like an entrepreneur per se, but similar, quite similar, but or maybe even more, maybe entrepreneur plus. But yeah, they're on a different level. Because, you know, like pure entrepreneurs, they just kind of build products and services and that sort of thing. Like if you look at someone like Mark Zuckerberg, he's a bit of a nerdy guy, Silicon Valley. You know what those guys do? They love to build things. I think movies make it seem like something else, but in reality, those people at Silicon Valley, they like to build technology, right? So, you know, they get byproduct of that is a lot of money. Eventually, you build a product that's really good, get put in Mark Zuckerberg situation. But politicians, man, there is some serious cutthroat individuals. Yeah, good afternoon, Ragnar. See, we got any new news? U.S. operations in Venezuela reinforces bullish outlook on gold. The U.S. military operation in Venezuela over the weekend reinforces the bullish outlook on gold. JP Morgan Private Bank's Yuxan Tang says in an email, while this particular event hasn't caused major disruption, rising political and geopolitical uncertainty in LATAM could drive increased demand for haven assets. The global market strategy says. Working headline right here. Gold grow on trees. Oh, way it's moving. It looks like gold grows on trees. Yeah, a nice little pullback over here for a small accumulation breakout. This was nicely within the range. Our situation was kind of different because we're kind of like flat. We're just flat like this. So accumulation break could come here, here, or even above here. This one's a much nicer because you just see one, right? You see one, it's a break and a retest as well. It's coming back to retest a zone such as this. Boom, break, retest, set up, and then distribute to the upside. Clean traffic on the left-hand side. Nice little SMA confluence too. At 8 SMA within the valley. It's called the Valley of Death over here. Those are pretty nice. Those are really nice moves. Let's see if anybody catch any of those trades. Yeah, see Valley of Death right here. Amazing. Oh, you caught it. That's it. This is the move. This is the move over here. Man's locked in. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Sometimes, man, you just gotta lock in, you know. Sometimes you just gotta pay attention to what FX Vic Mensa is saying and stop watching FX Vic Mensa like a Netflix. You just gotta lock in. Trust me. This 2026, we don't have time to waste in 2026. This year can't end like 2025 if you're still in the process. You gotta get better. Simple concepts done well. That's all it is. Live news here. There is no such thing as rare earth. It's everywhere. Oh, you see this? That's what I talked about. So I talk about like stuff like gold. Gold is everywhere. That stuff is everywhere. It's just you know, just a quantity thing is the tricky part. It's everywhere. Service sector activity expands modestly in December. See anything else? Venezuela is a dead country now. Oh, let's go. Market impact. When was this? This was yesterday. 1950 hours. Venezuela is a dead country now. Crazy. Did you tweet that? Operation Colombia sounds good to me. Oh, very nice. Look at this. Thumbs up. Sounds good to me too, sir. I swear I'll be like Trump's yes man. Syria begins circulating new post-Assad currency bills. Thoughts on the US economy year ahead. Trump, there is nobody to take over in Venezuela. Vice President of Venezuela said we will do whatever you need. See, you already got some yes men here for Trump. And the Vice President of Venezuela said we will do whatever you need. You have conquered our king. You are now our new king. Trump will be selling large amounts of oil to other nations. Wow, imagine that. Imagine someone comes to your house, puts you somewhere else, and then starts selling your shit. Selling your TV, selling your sofa. That's what's going on here. U.S. Secretary of War Hegath Maduro. Dude, Trump said the F word. He said the freaking F word. I was surprised. He effed around and found out. Oh, this U.S. Secretary. Yeah, he fucked around and found out. Wow, look at this. Man, these guys are not playing. This government is so... It's like the devil you know, right? Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. I appreciate that. We're going to run Venezuela until such time as we can do a safe, proper, judicious transition. Yeah, I think Venezuela needed democracy over there, you know, Trump. They got too much oil. You know, too much oil comes democracy. So we got to do a proper, judicious transition the democratic way. The United States of America way. Trump going to have a large US oil companies going to Venezuela. Man, the scariest thing for a country is to find oil. Because if you find oil, you got a big target on your back. You know, so you got to be having some serious infrastructure in place to avoid. You know, the thing about Saudi Arabia is they got like a very strong culture, and you know, it's harder to infiltrate, I feel. But I think, you know, anyway, Trump, we're ready to stage a second attack if we need to do so. We assumed a second wave was necessary, but now probably not. Maduro and his wife on a ship right now that will head to New York. Damn, didn't even give him like private first class, no private jet. The guy on a ship. Put him and his wife on the long trip. They probably you know what I think they put him in? I think they put him in a submarine. They got this guy and his wife in a submarine. Right? And then they drove them down to back to the States over there. You see like this photo. I was like, wouldn't be surprised if it was like inside a submarine. US will run Venezuela. Actually, that's smart. Like, why put them on a plane? It's much safer underwater. Like you that's like very precious cargo, you know. You put them on a submarine. How fast does a submarine go? Damn, it's not that fast. 29 to 35 miles per hour, submerged. A narco sub. Oh yeah, Narcos. Narcos got subs too. I bet Venezuela wouldn't mind being the 51st state of the US. The DEA. How much does it cost to actually fully fit these soldiers? I'm guessing like I'm gonna guess like a $15,000 per soldier. $15,000, let's say $15,000-$20,000 per soldier. Oh, actually not bad. US soldier gear costs widely from basic 1,000 2,000. But with old let's see, from uniforms and initial kit to tens of thousands. For advanced tech like night vision, yeah, I meant more like these guys who do these operations. Like night vision, body armor, and old estimates around 17,500 in 2007. So that number has most likely gone up. But the military issues most combat gear, which soldiers are liable for if lost. Yeah, night vision. Night vision's like 3,300 bucks. And you got weapons. But in 2007, outfitting a soldier was estimated at $17,500, rising from 170 bucks in World War II, due to the advanced technology like body armor and night vision. Hey, Joshua Woods in the chat. Or my fellow people, I hope Monday is going well. It's the first week. First week of a true week of 2026 over here. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty nice. I'm happy. Now we can go back to business. I mean, we've kind of been in business throughout the holidays, but you know, I guess for the psychology, it feels better, right? It feels better that you're gonna start like on a new week like this for most people. Small little accumulation distribution. I mean, like what you call it? Maybe like a small reversal play right there. Quite risky though. You can see the first break actually pull up quite aggressively right here from this section. Had that move, broke the lows, and then came back up to kind of wipe this area out before it continued moving down. A little bit aggressive. It's correcting this range. Right over here. Boom, boom. Down towards that support. We didn't have any range, to be honest, guys. Like, the trade that we took was more of like a volume-based entry. There was no range. No ranges. These ones are so much nicer. Look at this one right here. Kind of similar thing here, but you see, it's not going to be perfectly the same. And in this situation, even if you took this one here, most likely gets stopped out because let's see how big that pullback was. Oh no, actually you survive it right to the T. Wow, like 20 pips. It would have come really close though to stopping you out. But it didn't it pushed up like from here about like maybe 19. Maybe it just hits the 20 but doesn't like break it completely. Quite a big pullback that was. But it's more or less the same thing if you just be like a bit creative about it. So this would be the range on the left hand side, and that would be the range for this buy on the left hand side too. Like a structure, that's the most structural point that was formed before any sort of move. Like flip it, you can invert the scale and kind of like see it there too. But that was a buy position. And this would be the sell then. Right here, break that, boom, fill that range. Right here, break this, Fill this range. It's the market sometimes does actually like to shake people out. It's a variable, right? Like normally you see something like that happen, like break the high and then pull up like this, pull down like this. It's just a variable that you gotta deal with. Sometimes that happens. The more you're on the chart, it's gonna happen more often to you, so you should actually take less trades. But you see, this is just a variable, but price still moved in your direction, right? It would still move in your direction. It doesn't mean like you had a bad trade. There's a difference between having a bad trade and just dealing with a bit of, what do you call it, unfairness, you can say. Maybe a bit of unfairness. It happens from time to time, so it's an additional thing that you gotta keep in mind. Stuff like, even you can see on the dailies quite a bit too, like when it takes out previous lows and then keeps moving that direction. Like this. Take out, break of that low, keep moving upwards. Because typically like price should respect certain areas. Like if it's moving a certain direction, it shouldn't break. Like for example, you see this wick, how that wick was still got respected. It shouldn't like completely break those zones, right? But sometimes it does these little like cheeky grabs. Like you see how I broke this low, like very small break like this on the daily before it come up. That's cheeky grab. So like stop loss placement, I would argue stop loss placement is sometimes even more important than your entry confirmation, because your entry confirms the direction. It says, okay, now we're ready to go. Even if we get a liquidity type of situation happen, price has already showed me that it wants to move in that direction. So it's just a matter of like, are we gonna get that variable in that specific trade that it tries and pulls out, because it's already confirmed direction, and then everything else can just be like some kind of noise. Right, so entry is important in terms of momentum, but you know the thing why I say stop loss is more important, because entry can come in here, it can come in here, it can come in here. All those entries are valid, right? But where's the SL? Where does the SL need to be respected? You know, because people in, like for example, when you look at TFX entries, people can take trades based off different. Like you saw Gbpjpy took a trade up here, but like, you know, stop loss placement, he put his stop loss back inside the range, right? I think for me this looks like quite a sufficient stop loss as well, right there. Like it shouldn't come back in there if price is to continue to move up, and you're gonna see that happen time and time again with your trades. Like when you get your entry confirmation, then it's like price should not be coming back down there, correct? And if it does, get like a proper stop. Like in this scenario, even like price, maybe we could take out this low and do like a small little grab like that, right? But you don't want it to be so tight. It'll do like small grab like what I just showed on the daily, and then continue to move up like this, right? And then that becomes like a victim. You become a victim of the market, right? Those little grabs, they're gonna happen. They're gonna happen. So you can like preempt them. The best way for me, how I like to preempt them, is I watch the market as it's coming towards my stop loss area. You see like a situation like this, for example. All right, let's say consolidation. All right, let's say we took a sell here. Let me see how much it actually broke. Let's say we put like 20 pips. You see like 20 pips, how we do stream, 20 pips. See how it broke? Look at that. Look at that little cheeky break, right? That's what I mean. Like when you lock in and you're refined about your entry models, then you're going to kind of anticipate those things. Look at that cheeky little break over here. Like 0.4 pips. Imagine 0.4 pips and then have price just melt in your direction. And you're gonna be like, oh man, market's manipulated. Can't believe this. But it's like, it's gonna happen again. Now you know it. Now you know it's gonna happen. So what are you gonna do next time? Correct? What are you gonna do? That's why I manually close my positions, in my opinion. It's a lot better. Little cheeky thing. Look at that. Exactly at that 20 pip mark. Just by like 20 pips. Little cheeky little break. It comes down and fills up the range. Now it's filled up the range down towards a support. See, now you're going to see profit taking, because this was a, and you know, it does this on purpose, right? Because these are entry confirmations. Boom, boom. Doon, doon. Look at that. Support. Range has been filled down towards 44.26. Look what's happening. Come on. Can't make this stuff up. Look what's happening right here. Profit taking. Profit taking. Structure shows you direction. Market shows you momentum direction with wick breaks. See where the breadcrumbs are leading towards and where you can have potential reactions. Now you see, now the problem is those people who are greedy, not knowing where to take their profits, they get stuck in this situation now, like price is coming up again. Yeah, then you have like a winning trade like this, now become like potentially a losing trade. You just bounce off structure. That's why I say like trade what you see, trade structure, don't trade what you feel. Oh, you trade what you feel sometimes. You set these analyses up where, and I used to do this as well. I used to do this, so I used to set these absurd analyses that price would do something like this and just completely ignore structure. Like where can price reject off of all of these other zones? Just completely ignore those zones and just have price come from winning trades to a lot of the time losing positions. You can't trade based off risk to reward. You have to trade based off of structure, based off of structure, direction of the market. Like, okay, risk to reward you can use more in your favor and confidence when you know markets are very directional. But like most of the time when you're especially within ranges, like, okay, for example, like here, right? Like price is overall moving up bullish. So you know it's moving up bullish. So probability, it respects the zone like how it did here is lower because the daily bias is bullish. So, you know, you can think of this like, okay, you know, probably going to get a runner. Keep moving that direction. Markets did come back to recalibrate though. You see I came back to the zone. This is a previous accumulation right here. You can think of like an imbalance maybe. Came back to recalibrate, correct? But you still had a better probability to get a runner because you're bullish. Whereas this has a lower probability to get a runner seller. Right? Because overall trend is still daily bias bullish. And you don't want to get lucky. Like the last thing you want to do in trading is get lucky. Right? You don't want to get lucky. You just want to have trades which kind of make sense. It's coming back to retest the zone. The previous accumulation. The same way it retested here. It's coming back to retest the sellers. This is a high volume area that we usually speak about. High volume area. It's coming back to retest. See if there's any more sellers in that zone. Just like here, you got some more buyers coming. Let's see, is this still working? Nice. Fly Goldie, be free. Yes, be free, gold. Be free, fly, Goldie. Yeah, this is 2026 new year. New year, new me. Got the New Year's resolutions. Let me hear what your New Year's resolutions are. Write your New Year's resolutions in the chat if you made any. If you didn't make any, you know, then that's okay. But if you made a New Year's resolution, let me hear what your New Year's resolutions are. What New Year's resolutions, chat? New year, new me. I like that. Max 3 trades per day. Let's see, go full-time trading, become a profitable trader. Keep growing as much as possible. Start saving for investments. Yes. I mean, it's definitely good to be to have those goals. Lost all my emotions in 2026 or lose all my emotions. Yeah, I mean, lose all your emotions sounds a bit crazy. But yeah, for sure. That's gonna naturally happen as the discipline. Once the discipline kicks in, then that's gonna naturally happen. Because when you're super disciplined and focused on a goal, you get tunnel vision. And with tunnel vision, it's going to be harder for you to get emotional when you really want to get something. You focus on it like the way it should be focused on. You treat it like a business, not like a hobby, you know? Not like, you know, the word that I hate for a lot of side people, that when they say it's like a side hustle. Like, oh, you know, I like have trading, it's a side hustle that I do. Man, you can't have a side hustle. You know, you have to treat it with equal measure to what else that you're doing, like with somewhat equal measure of caring to what you're doing. Right? So even if you're a serial entrepreneur and you got business 1, business 2, business 3, business 4, like serial entrepreneurs, they don't treat these like side hustles, right? You just go to the capacity of what you can go to, so you can delegate just enough time for each. For each one has the enough time that it needs for it to succeed. And if that's not the case, then you have to start removing some, so you can make sure that each one has the same amount of love. Because you gotta treat, you know, business with love, because it's like your baby, right? You gotta really give it what it needs, in a sense. Not a side hustle. If you're gonna do a side hustle, just don't do it at all, because there are people who are not doing it as a side hustle, and those are the people you're competing against. So just get like 50-50. You got a 9-to-5 job? Amazing. You know, end of the day, trading. That's your second business. All right? You can give it whatever, how many hours you got at the end of the day, and lock in. Measure success by process, not P&L. You got to become like Bhutan. Like Bhutan, it's quite interesting. That country measures its gross domestic product in terms of happiness. So it depends on, like, you know, how happy everybody is in the country, and that's the value, their GDP. Bhutan. But yeah, in trading, measure success by process, not P&L. Yeah, by process. Because that's also emotionally tied, right? If you think about it. Because when you end a day, it doesn't matter how your P&L looks at the end of the day, if it's like losing or winning day. Because you think more about the process. So you're going to measure your wealth in terms of how happy or how self-fulfilled you are about what you've accomplished today, what you've learned today. You know, so that's how you're going to start measuring it. Not P&L. Not P&L. Go the Bhutan way and focus on the process. Because I get happy. You know, for me personally, if I see myself take a couple of losses, but I can learn something from those losses, I get happy, because I know like that's going to save me time in the future, that I don't have to deal with that later. You know what I mean? There's a mindset shift. Shift that mindset. Keep growing as much as possible. Start saving for investments. I've quit my job last day, end of Jan, to go full-time trading. Oh man. You know who you remind me of? You remind me of this girl here when she was making this reel. I didn't put it in the video, but she started the video saying that she quit her college to focus on trading. But I want to say, like, man, don't quit uni, don't quit college, don't quit your job, because that's gonna create you like a lot of stress, you know, and you're gonna be worried about paying bills. And then at the same time, you're going to be worrying about the markets, and it's not worth it, because you won't focus on the charts. Like when I had 1 year's worth of savings, for example, like I would say my trading was different. You're a lot more disciplined. You're a lot more patient. But you quit your job, man, I had that idea too. I'm going to quit my job because my job is holding me back. Probably that's how you feel. Your job's holding you back. But man, your job is bringing you salary that's guaranteed at the end of the month. You know, trading doesn't give you that, especially if you don't have like a kind of a consistency already. So that's not the solution. The solution is not to quit your job. The solution is to figure out how can you do both. Is it possible to do both for the meantime? You know, so you can at least feel some kind of like a security. Because some people are gonna tell you like, oh man, you gotta go all in and all of these things. True, but it's not for everybody. It really depends on the kind of net that you have to fall back on. Some people got a bigger net than others, you know what I mean? you don't have that security, then you gotta play it a different way. My trick, what I did, I needed my job, right? So what I did was I learned enough in that job to not get fired. I did just as much work that I was on some kind of a level with people, but just enough to not get fired, just to kind of go on, right? So I could like dedicate most of my time to trading and focus on that a lot more and give that be my passion, to put my real blood, sweat, and tears into it, and thought into it, and process into it. Whereas, you know, that's what you should be doing at your 9-to-5 job, correct? That's what you should be doing. But you see, I switched that to, this has become just a task. I need to check these boxes. Let me just check these boxes, boom, boom, boom. And then focus now on the creativity part of what I want to actually do. So that was my trick. But I knew I couldn't just quit all out for sure, because realistically, we all know deep down inside whether we can do it or not, right? And that's going to be based off of the data that you have over here. So I knew I couldn't do it. I knew I couldn't do it. Like, you know what happens in human psychology? It's going to say things like, oh, my account is small, that's why I'm not a profitable trader, right? Then you want to get your funded and all of these things. It's really good at making those excuses up. But sometimes you got to take a step back and say, okay, you know, this is the reality of what's actually going on here. And it's a battle between you and yourself. Like, literally every day is a battle. And the life lesson I learned from that was always be open to learning, right? When somebody tells you something or they give you some advice, you might not agree with it. Some of you might not agree with what I say here on this stream, and you say, oh man, this guy, man, this is something like, oh, this is not smart money enough for me or something, right? But just give it the benefit of the doubt that he might know what he's talking about. He just might know something, right? And if you have that character just throughout your life with your daily interactions with people, you just might learn something. And I see it happen to me time and time again. Someone says something, I don't agree with it, I think I can do better than that, and then I go home sometimes, I reflect on that, and then I'm like, wow, you know, I'm so happy that I'm able to be objective and actually see where I could be wrong. And then you end up actually doing it better than you would have if you did it yourself. Literally happens to me every day, because you know, you can't be the smartest person in the room all the time. So it's the same thing, like when you're on the chart as well, there might have been something that you could have improved today just to get 1% better. And you do that over the year, man, over a year of compounding like this, you're gonna reach like a lot of great results. Always be willing to listen to people. Don't be a know-it-all. Don't be arrogant. I used to be very arrogant. I thought I could do everything myself. Trading is one of those things, because I'm the type of person, I hate asking people for help, right? I don't like asking people for help. Like, I would rather be broke and starve than ask people for help. Like, you know, that's a real situation that I really don't like. Like, working with people, I also don't like working with people per se, because I feel like I can always do it a lot better, more efficiently, right, if I just did it myself. But man, trading was one of those things where I had to shift that mindset. It took me like about roughly a year, half a year to shift that mindset to actually now seek some kind of help, right? So, I mean, I'm only just saying this to say this, so maybe someone out there, you know, I'm just talking to one person. I'm not talking to the whole chat when I stream. I'm just talking to one person, because me and that one person, we might be similar. So you have to be willing to maybe think that you don't know it all, right? Maybe think that you don't know it all. And just be humble, man. Like, we took this trade over here today, you know, it was an awesome trade. Concepts worked out beautifully, but we approach the next trade, is just around the corner. Whether it's going to be a winning trade or a losing trade, it's right around the corner. So we just got to stay humble and see what that brings next. It's the way that basically some of you might wonder, how do I deal with a losing streak, for example, right? This is how I deal with a losing streak. So I know this is just around the corner. Again, I know this is around the corner. And usually when that happens, it's something you got to do and look at the market environment whenever you're getting losing streaks, right? It could be that you're out of tune with the market, or the market is difficult to trade. It's either one of those two. It's either the market is difficult to trade, or you might be just out of tune with what's happening. So the moment you get a little bit of bleeding in your account, you just have to really reflect on that. But you know, that's why the stream is the best London session stream, is because we're giving you like the tools that you need to be able to do the diagnosis when it comes to journaling now. So you can diagnose efficiently. You know, now you got the tools. Because some of you might not have known why price was moving up today, for example, so aggressively. So now you know. So now you got the tool. You can diagnose this and get better next time. Man, this is crazy. This is still moving up here. Came back, it retested this area and then shot up again. Filled up that range. Up like 2.42%. Can we see like 3% today? I would not be surprised because Trump is really on one right now. And market reacts to what that guy says. So if he wants Greenland and Colombia, that's looking quite geopolitical tension-y. And look at this, gold grows on trees now. So we got that too. We got a lot more demand in the market. Oh yeah, we got a lot more demand, I guess. Injection. Next 50-minute candle, big red. Let's see. It could sell off. It creates like a support over there. Then it would be nice for like maybe a small little counter trend move to correct this move here. But obviously you don't want to have any counter trend moves until maybe in 30 minutes. We're going to have that 5 a.m. Eastern candle, which is probably not going to do much. And then from that 6 a.m., you could probably get away with like some counter trend moves. But I think it's still too early. But in terms of a setup is there. Just like those are set up here. But you see how that was choppy? There was still a bit of anxiety in terms of taking a sell. So even you got price pull up like this. Because sometimes trading is also about like how confident you are about the position. Like if you're a seller or a buyer in the market, like who's more confident? You know what I mean? It's like if I took a buy here and then you took a sell here and you know why price is moving up, like who is most likely to win that fight? Right? So it feels like the person who has less to lose because like well overall still pushing in this direction, but the seller would have more to lose because they know they're counter trending the move. So you easily can spook them out. You see, like that's why sometimes you get market psychology like this, breaks the lows, little confirmation right here too, and then tries like spook you out. You see, it spooks you out, and it actually came like about 20 pips, right? 20 pips. Right here. 20.4 pips. Spooks you out because it knows it can spook you out. It's very easy. You see, like right here, for example, maybe someone took a sell for XY reasons. Like this. Or wherever they took a sell. It's a lot easier to spook them out. See, now it's created that support. Are you writing in Discord? I can't see the messages on Discord. Oh, I think I can see my message. Oh, we see? Oh, okay, I see it. Nice. I feel like the seller's trying to get squeezed out here. Because it'd be like a 5-minute create resistance, break of the previous 5-minute lows. Wouldn't be a drawdown you'd be happy to take. Looks like ISM manufacturing PMI is going to be coming out neutral. The difference isn't that much from previous 48.2 to 48.3. So no direction. Do both until your average days of purchase your daily salary. Do that for a few months, then hand in your notice. Yep. I would say until like trading actually starts paying more of your bills, then for sure. It's not small. Enjoy the journey, yeah? Enjoy the journey. Start with the small bills. Don't worry about the massive bills yet, because anything small is going to make it feel real and it's going to manifest into your life a lot faster. The smallest possible things that you can do, like I start with ice cream, because I used to read this book called The Secret, right? About the 3 steps is ask, believe, receive. Correct? So first you got to ask and put it out into the universe. Ask the universe what you want and be completely crystal clear about that vibrational frequency that you're on of what you want. I also had like a dream board, everything that I wanted. I had the results that I wanted. Then the second step is always believe. You know, believe in what it is that you want. Like I even got a tattoo here. Well, where is it? Shit, I thought it disappeared for a second. It says believe, right? It says believe on my chest, because that's a huge part of my life. Belief is a huge part of my life, because that's where everything starts. Like you start with belief and like everything is possible. Everything is possible at that point. Like a lot of things are possible within reason. Correct? I'm not going to be a professional NBA player anytime soon, but a lot of things are possible within reason if you just believe. And the last step is the easiest step, receive. Right? So same with the setups. You got to ask, what do you want from the market? I want a consolidation breakout. All right, perfect. Universe understands that. Next thing is believe. Believe in it. Believe that it'll actually happen for you. And once you have that unlock, next thing, step 3 is the easiest, receive. You receive from the universe, from the market. You know, that's it. That's why I say, like, also take profits. Taking profit is the easy part. You don't have to do anything about taking profit. You're just receiving. What you want to focus on are the first 2 steps. What are you asking? Do you believe in what you're asking? Right? And then let the take profit deal for itself. And then all you got to focus on is managing risk. Be cynical. Be the warrior in the garden. But believe. Which also sounds paradoxical, but you have to believe more than not. And yeah, that's why I meant to say, like, start with the small wins. For me, it's just the smallest things. Cheeky takeout, ice cream, because it was during the summertime when I was actually finding a little bit of consistency. And just the small wins, you know, going to the ATM, actually pulling out the money. Just small wins, like even if you're overall not performing like you want, if you end the week off profitable, you have to reward yourself. You know, reward yourself with something small, and then come back next week and just already put yourself in that process of they're actually doing this. What is your take on oil? I haven't looked at oil. Let's have a look. How is oil not yet moved? It's at $56 a barrel. We respected 60. We're coming down. That's quite interesting. Oil hasn't really had any kind of movement. Well, Well, what's Trump saying? He wants U.S. companies, oil companies, and to come and invest in Venezuela. So this should increase the demand of oil. Like, if you look at something like oil has been stuck. At the same time, oil has been stuck for quite a long time. It's like it barely moves. It's not having like anything too interesting since the COVID situation where, you know, we dip below when we're going into the negatives. I don't know why it's not showing it here. But then COVID, you know, this was 2020 over here. We had like oil had a really nice movements. And then since 2023 April, we kind of like overall broke into a consolidation, little sideways movement. It hasn't been much happening with oil. So hopefully with what Trump is doing right now, he can put some simulation back into oil. I would not be surprised if Trump had a position on oil that was in drawdown and it's like, hey, let's go abduct the president of Venezuela because they have the most amount of oil reserves, right? So try and get him out of drawdown like that, himself like that. Because with what's happening, oil should go up. It should be good because Trump wants to invest in oil and he says the Venezuelan people will benefit the most from it as well, which is obviously a lie, but you know, anyway, they will get a taste of something. So yeah, I think we should see oil. I think what Trump is seeing here is, you know, it's a bigger play than what is portrayed on social media. You know, he may have himself an oil play. Oil is just not interesting to trade, so we'll see. It should start moving up soon. With what's going on, we might see this as the structure that's building before we get the oil move. This is what I'm anticipating. This is my analysis on oil. This is a 4-hour time frame. Let's see, daily. With what's currently happening, this looks like the first accumulation that could actually start giving some really good distributions towards the upside. With currently what's happening in the market. So I'm anticipating that this is going to be the point A, and we're going to see this thing skyrocket from this point, at least back above like $60 a barrel. That's my analysis on oil. I even have like a little bit of a fake out situation happening here too. Break below 56, pull back up, retest the zone, see the accumulation bed on the 4-hour, break above, then just skyrocket. Oil might be... Actually, it's quite interesting you mentioned that because the oil might be one of the black swans for 2026. We might see this thing 2026 wake up. Oil is a sleeping beast. So keep an eye out for that. That could be one of the instruments that we'll be talking about in 2026 now. So we're going to keep an eye on this, and we're going to keep an eye on how long Trump holds Maduro captive and how that situation is going to unfold. Then you got yourself a really good opportunity for Black Swan event. Like a little Black Swan event. Let's see, Black Swan meaning in trading. Anybody wondering? In trading, a Black Swan event is a rare, unpredictable occurrence. I'm using that with a grain of salt, by the way. I just don't know what else to call it. I look at them like mini Black Swan events. But anyway, a Black Swan event is a rare, unpredictable occurrence with massive disruptive impact on markets, characterized by extreme rarity, severe consequences like crashes or booms, and the tendency for people to create seemingly logical explanations only after it happens. Always in hindsight. Oh, so obvious. Oh, crypto to 100K. Man, I wish I knew that. That was obviously gonna happen. These events cause extreme volatility, huge market gaps, and can wipe out traders. We look back at things like the internet bubble as well. The internet bubble, like a lot of us feel like only after it happens, like we could have caught that. But could you have caught that? Could we have really known about the internet back in those days? That we needed the internet? You know, there's a lot of interviews. Sometimes I like watching those old interviews of people on the streets, like back in the 90s or 80s, and just see like people's mentality back then. And man, people didn't care about the internet. Maybe this thing's still flying over here. Oil literally sleeping beast. Yes, sir. 2.50%. Look at this. Why are you running? All right, so chat. The target for today, which is incredible day. It's an amazing day for price to keep running towards 4,500. I think 4,500. I would not be surprised if this whole candle here gets mopped up. But we spoke about this candle getting mopped up. But when we were speaking about it, Maduro wasn't captured yet. So we thought this would be like some kind of a trickle event for price to go up. But you see, in this scenario, it looks like it just might mop it up. It might do one of those incognito moves. You know, like how price loves to move during the Asia session on gold? It might do like a little incognito move. And at the end of the day, you're going to see this range pretty much mopped up towards like 4,500. But you just need a piece of the cake. That's all that you need. You don't need to catch the full thing, but you need a piece of the cake. Look at this 5 minute right over here. 5 minute just pushed up again. Another from wick to wick, like about 58 pips. Amazing little kiss of death situation that happened right here. So that little kiss of death. Little accumulation break, I think this is. On the 1 minute time frame. You can see it already on the 5 minute. So you can investigate the 1 minute now. It looked like a reversal, potential reversal play. Right here, once this bearish candlestick closed. It showed like a bit more sideways right here. But then it gave a continuation instead. Oh, okay. So the consolidation break to the upside wasn't as clean because of this situation and this situation here. This situation was obviously the liquidity grab down below here, but this one would have been nicer if that was a little bit lower, because that essentially was a right shoulder, potential right shoulder, inverted head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, for price to move upwards. But yeah, I mean, structurally speaking, it could have looked better. But this is the thing about these days, right? These days, you can actually be a bit more lenient on your trades. You don't need like a perfect A+ setup because you already know direction and momentum and why price is moving. In Asian, I nearly put a buy in from the bottom to the top of the range on the daily, but close not to cause the daily gap below. Interesting to see price continue pump. I have a buy on 44.34, caught 20 pips. Nice one, Jackie. Jackie! Anyone wonder why I said Jackie like that? Because of what's that cartoon called? Jackie Chan Adventures. W cartoon, Jackie Chan Adventures. Rabbit super speed. What do we got over here? This is the rabbit talisman, the ox super strength. We got the dragon, firebending, fireproof, snake invisibility. Oh damn, sheep, astral projection. You know the thing about cartoons, I feel like cartoons are made also like for adults. You like look into this. Let's see what a sheep is. Sheep is astral projection, dream invasion. Project your soul out into other dreams. Your own body has no soul to defend itself. A sheep. Oh, damn, that's deep. You know, because like humanity, like people be like sheeps. The astral project, and your body has no soul to defend itself. So you become like a sheep. Become like a sheep. Don't be a sheep. Monkey. Animal shifting transformation. Change yourself and others into animals. Yeah, but you gotta be like a rabbit in trading. Immunity to effect for everyone you carry. Super speed. You gotta be like a rabbit. You sense danger and you're out of there. Or you sense opportunity and you execute. You know, you got to execute without hesitation when the opportunity presents itself. And then you got to get out just as fast so you don't overstay your welcome. You know, so when a rabbit wants to leave its little hole over there, but there's a fox moving around, it's got to see its opportunity to execute. So when the fox turns its back, it executes quick. It runs into the next hole. Boom. And that's it. Fox is going to look back. It's going to be like, oh man, where'd this guy go? You know, some of you, they're like rabbits. You run. Then you stop in the middle there and you start looking around. You start looking around for a much nicer hole. You're on a 1 to 4, 1 to 5 risk reward. You're looking for a nicer hole and then you get caught by the fox. But if you try and go for that 1 to 4, just go into the first hole and then go into the next hole, which is closer to the 1 to 4, and then the next hole. And slowly like that, you're going to get to where you're going, but you're going to get there safer. So instead of doing all at once, you know, that's what we do. That's like the best. That is the best way to have progress in the market. Just like this. Because you have the whole year ahead of you. This is hole number 1, January. How can we safely get to our destination in February? Are we gonna run the whole thing? No, we can't run the whole thing. We gotta go hole by hole daily. You know, it's the safest way to do it. Safest way to do it. So you take like 1 or 2 trades. There's like 1 or 2 holes a day. 1 or 2 hole in February. Then you got March, April, May, June, July. So you see, we started here 2026. We're in the 3rd hole now. Just slowly creeping. Yes, we're gonna get injuries along the way, but the important thing is we keep moving, correct? If I am going to trade, hold until 44.34 and short. 44.34. Realistically, high RR trade is pretty not easy unless market volume came in exactly where you entry, but that's not gonna work in normal days. You can preempt them like days like this. That's what I've been doing, at least for December so far, because there's a lot of volume in December, so there's running opportunities. So you can preempt them and then say, okay, you know, like we're expecting Trump, whatever he said on the weekend. Like when I woke up this morning, first thing I do is look at my trading view. I don't even look at the candlesticks. I just look at the daily percent. So as I'm still in bed, getting ready to slaughter markets, I look at the daily percent. Obviously, gold was going to be up 1%. That didn't even surprise me. I'm like, okay, Asia session moved. Now I really got to get my ass up. So I wake up. I'm like, okay, price is up 1%. I'm holding a trade today. Most likely, I'm going to be holding a trade because I know why we're even up in the first place. You know, you can anticipate it like that. And then like tomorrow is going to be the same thing. I'm going to wake up, daily percent, see how much are we up. Are we up like 0.40%? All right, sounds good. Are we up 0.20%? Or maybe I got to be cautious. And, you know, like people ask, what's the secret to life? It's about patterns. It's about patterns in your behavior on a daily basis. What do you do on a daily basis? What's that pattern that you do? That's what creates success in a lot of people. It's not that people have a lot of experience to tell about this and that. I would say if someone asks me what I have, if it's like I have a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience to share, I'll say I don't really, but I have patterns I can share with you that are gonna maybe help you get to where you need to get. Great example can be seen from this Asia Open. Yeah, we got a Asia Open. This was a 5-minute candle, skyrocketed about like 300 pips. And then price continued to move up. Obviously, you would not have caught this, but you'd have caught more this from this structural point for price to move upwards. And like mopped up all our ranges, because yesterday what we're thinking was a... Yeah, this is what we're thinking. From market open, we had some structure here to break and then have clean range towards this high. this high, and then once we fill that range, price to continue going towards our targets by 4400. But you can even see, like, once we even hit our target here, the first range, you had some profit taking, right? So a little bit of profit taking, retracement, and then we had the continuation towards 4400. Was it? And also the thing about that move was you also had an inverted head and shoulders here. Look at that little fake out below. That's head, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, SMA confluence. This would have been like a kiss of death when it happened on that 5-minute SMA. So see the way this came in? Like this. Boom. Kiss of death. Right there on that 8 SMA. That's a very nice move. Structurally speaking, right shoulder to distribute. I don't think we had that on this trade. Let's see. No, we didn't have that. We only had the SMA crossover. That's the only thing that we had. That 8 cross at 50. I think that came in even a bit later once we got triggered in. Yeah, once we got triggered in, then you got the SMA crossover here. Volume indication. You see once crossover like this. Volume indication, and then look at that distribution in confluence of the PA. Boom, boom, boom. Close SMAs, played around it for a bit. That was a fakey. Another breakout. Look at that little kiss of death situation that happened here. It's like it props it up, right? It gives it a little jump over the fence because you got like a fence over here. That's the fence, and now look at the way the SMA comes in. Okay, bearish, and then it gives it like a small boost. Here, come on. There you go. Get over the fence. Jumps over the fence, and then, keeps moving up like this. Little consolidation, nation, fake out situation that actually ended up distributing to support, but this would have taken out people most likely would have taken out people if they panicked or didn't set a large enough stop loss. For London, we always do like 20 pips. Like 20 pip stops most of the time. And filled up the range beautifully. Let's see, came down. Accumulation, this one was a lot difficult to catch. Because it pushed down like that, created the head. Then the support came in later on towards this section. Instead of it coming down here, it would have been nicer down here. Much more clean cut. But what I've noticed about gold is it doesn't really matter if it's not too clean cut, like whenever you're getting volume in the market. Well, at least I noticed that from the past last week. It didn't matter for it to not be so clean cut. As long as you identified volume, then you're pretty much good to go. And you can download the free indicator in description box, daily bias. It's a good start. How much did you make today? You can see this. Just use the EYS indicator and you can see it right here. What's your win percent for 2025? I'm not sure. I don't really look at win percent. I just look at risk. I look at controlling my risk, taking trades, and just that's it, making money. Making money and making sure that it's within risk. I don't care about the win percent so much because I can go even on a 5 losing streak. It's no problem to me. It's just like the next time that I have a running opportunity, I'll just take advantage of that running opportunity. That's it. The market isn't out to get you. It's not such a bad place that if you're sticking to taking less trades a day, like 1 or 2 trades a day, it's not always out to get you. Especially when you have like opportunities like this that we have, which are driven by macro fundamentals, you are gonna get away with those trades sometimes that you need to dig yourself out of a hole sometimes. Even if I take like a 5 losing streak, I know those next trades are just around the corner because it needs to pay people as well. Otherwise, no one would trade if the market was just completely manipulated. And that's what I like about gold too. Gold is one of these instruments which is less manipulated. Right? Stuff like when you're looking at forex pairs like Gbpjpy, GBPUSD, GBPAUD, these are much easier manipulated. I remember learning something like this as well in my first year. But to manipulate gold is a lot more difficult, right? Than these like Euro USD. I know Euro USD is a dirty pair. Very dirty pair, that one. Can I have your Excel sheet? Yes. You can just request it, and then after stream I'll give you access. Then you gotta get it. Then you gotta get it. And you can use it. Oh, Xauusd took the same trade. Nice. I mean, this would have been a safer entry, of course, if you got it. Like, you see why you're getting it here? I'm not sure why you're taking it here. I think the break would have been up here. Also, the difference is not that much. If you're getting in here, might as well just sacrifice another pip or two to at least get a stronger confirmation above here. Because I think what you're looking about is like a fake out here and then continuation. Yeah, I'd have waited. I'd have waited a bit longer there. Just a bit longer. Mate. Best opportunity in the Asian Open for today. Yeah, this was it. Why does yours look different? Oh, is that the 30-minute? That's a time frame we did that analysis on, right? I thought it was the 15-minute. I was kind of wondering why there was a speed bump right here. I don't remember speed bump. Yeah, that was a 30-minute. 30-minute was a lot cleaner, true. Very strong and clear bull signal. Look at this gap. Trading on Owanda. Super clean range on the left-hand side. Yes, towards 4,400. Hit exactly previous high smoothly. Bomba clot trade this one. Oh, that's the same entry. Same entry as us. Took the same. Where's that cake emoji? Don't know if we got Mr. Rashid in the chat today. Mr. Rashid, salted caramel. Remember Mr. Rashid? We got our salted caramel cake today. Told you, Mr. Rashid. It's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. Oh, look at these cakes. Hey, chat, what's your favorite cake? What's your favorite cake, chat? I kind of like, at the moment, well, I don't really have a favorite, but salted caramel is quite nice. Salted caramel, red velvet. When I was a kid, I used to love black forest. What's your favorite cake, guys? Oh, cheesecake? Yeah, cheesecake. Can't go wrong with a cheesecake. And mint chocolate game. Chocolate fudge. You sound like you had experience with EURUSD. Yeah, EURUSD is just not the pair to trade. Because the thing with EURUSD gives you zero spread, right? So it entices you. It says, come on in. You know, like you watch that movie, what is it called? Let me try to look for it. That's why we have the internet. Vampire movie where they use songs. Yeah, Sinners. Yeah, I remember like in Sinners when those vampires like rock up to the door and they're gonna play you like music. Where are those guys? They're gonna like play your music and entice you and say, hey, welcome me in. Welcome me in. Yeah, these are the ones right here. These are the ones right here. So that's like Euro US dollar. That's how Euro US dollar does. It entices you. It's literally this. It entices you with zero spread. And it says, welcome me in. You know? And then you come in, you let them in, and then they pretty much do what they do which is screw you over. That's Euro USD. That's a W movie though. Got a cook from Skins. Hello, is it possible to get access to your Discord server? No, only for the super secret elite group of people with level 10 access can access the Discord channel. So you gotta have that access. But the good news is that you can get the access. But the only thing you gotta do to be part of this secret project here is just pass an IQ test. If you can pass that IQ test, you can join the Discord and be a part of the secret project. You know, so just click on the link in the description box and let's see if you have what it takes, soldier. I'll send it to you here too. What prop firm do you recommend? All of them. All of them. You know, you just need the skill. Get the skill. And if one prop firm denies you any kind of like a payout, guess what? You can go for another one. I would recommend all of them. It's like asking me, what bank do you prefer? Man, what do you mean what bank? What bank do I prefer? All banks operate off the same regulations, you know? There's no one bank which is going to give you like some kind of a special privilege if you're really good, you know? If you're making a lot of money, there's no bank that I'm going to suggest to you that this bank won't screw you over. You know what I mean? They're all the same kind of like institution at the end of the day. So prop firms are like the same thing. If you're really good at what you do and you have a skill, then you shouldn't be worried about it. But they're all pretty much the same thing. You're just trying to extract a payout from them. But obviously FTMO is a pretty good one. They've been around for a long time. That's the one that I used. That's the one that I would suggest. And once something happens and they can't pay you out anymore, then you can try a different one. You guys can open a short now. Yeah, this is at 5 a.m. Eastern candle. You got on the hourly time frame here, screen like that bottom wick. Pulling down. How are you, brother Vic? Hey, AB Mike, I'm doing good, sir. Fund Next. Yeah, Fund Next is alright too. By the way, how long you been streaming on YouTube? I think I've been streaming for, let's see, since December 2023. I've been streaming. September 2023. Yeah, roughly about like 3 years. I think that's when I started streaming. Wait, no, this journal, we might have had a different journal than this. I think when I started streaming, I wasn't journaling like this. I started journaling in September 2023. Like 2.5 years, probably. I joined December 23rd. I thought you had been streaming for much longer. Well, so does that make me a real OG? When is that? December 23rd? Of what year though? Of 2025? I think Woods came in 2025. But I think we've been streaming since like mid 2023. December 2023. Oh, really? Damn, time flies, son. I don't remember, like maybe you changed your name or something. But if that's the case, 2023, then yeah, 100%. How does time fly that fast? Or were you not active during this time? 23, 24, 25, 26. Crazy. Yeah, and 2026 is just gonna fly too. Man, like it's already flying. You know, we're already like 3 trades in January over here. Before you know it, January is gonna be a wrap. Heading over to February. Time flies. Well, we don't have time to waste. A lot of you think you got a lot of time. Some people literally taking this week off because they think they have time. Oh, you know, markets first week. You know, this is when the excuses come in. It's like, oh, Mondays, you know, Mondays markets are setting up. Fridays a bit risky. It's the same shit. They just say, oh, the first week of the new year is because it's the first week. You know, the yearly candle is gonna do this, they're gonna do that. Market's gonna be unpredictable. Yeah, you see, like every year. You see that mentality of people like every year. Crazy. Crazy. Think you have time? You don't have time. It's already gonna be mid of the month already, basically. Imagine that. It's gonna be the mid of the month. That's the middle week of the month of January. I've requested on Discord. Discord name is Blackie01. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you gotta request. You just have to do the super secret quiz, and then you're gonna get your entrance. And we also got a test over here. If you want to get some kind of a role, then you can do this test, a trading knowledge test. So you see, you're gonna answer like a few basic questions over here, and then in the end, you're gonna get the certificate. Just still loading over here. You see, what is a candlestick pattern? A type of stock chart, a visual representation of price movements, a trading strategy, a market indicator. I think this is a market indicator. Oh, damn. That's the wrong one. Candlestick patterns help you understand market structure and price movements. All right, let's try a different one. What is the main goal of swing trading? To make profits from short-term price movements, to trade on daily news events, to capture swings over days or weeks. Let's see, number 1. Oh, nice. Awesome. A swing trader set and forget, while scalpers are in and out of the market for seconds to a few minutes. Both approaches have their pros and cons depending on their lifestyle and goals. Then you're going to get this certificate over here. Trader certification role. I found your channel when you had 250 subs. Oh, let's go. We're almost next to like 50k now. Well, 47,600. I think from 50k, I think once I hit 100k, I'm gonna stop counting my subs. It's kind of crazy how people count the subs, like 100k, 200k, 500k, 1 million, 2 million. Man, at some point, I'm just gonna be like, don't sub to this channel anymore. We need no subs, no more subs above 100k subs. Because then it becomes that thing, like also in trading. 10-cent lot, 1 lot, 5 lot, 10 lot. It's never enough. You can never get enough money. You can never get enough subs. You can never get enough likes. You know what I mean? So you just gotta be like content, you know, like hit your goals and just be comfortable with what you have. When you get to a point where you are comfortable with what you're getting. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a forever, never-ending pursuit of happiness. Mostly they do it for the plaques. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey Vic, kindly make a new journal downloadable. I can't because you would have to be I think there's a security thing on Excel sheets where you have to request access to. I think I tried to make it downloadable once, but it was not possible. Where's Xauusd speed now? What country is he going to today? What country? What country? Bro, Xauusd speed's at 47 million. He's about to hit 50 mil. This is crazy. He was in Eswatini. Never even heard of that country. It's a Mozambique, South Africa. Man, the South Africa one was insane, actually. Bro went, look at it. Bro went to swim with the market makers. Bro went swimming with market makers in SA. Was it Mozambique? I didn't speak for 6 months because I was checking you out first amongst many streamers. Only 2 streamers remain. Hey, appreciate it, Woods. Glad I made the cut. Let's go. What will I get after joining membership? You will get all that you need to get. That's what you'll get. You'll get a proper education. Are you planning to trade more this 2026? Yes. I'm planning to trade, like, I don't think I'm trading any changing anything. I'm still going to be using the same lot size, still going to be approaching the market the same way, because I think this is just a rollover. You know, like how you got like London, pre-London into London. This is just a rollover. So what we saw in 2025 is going to increase in 2026, right? That volume that we saw in 2025 is just going to increase in 2026. So I'm not going to approach it in terms like, oh, now I got to make more money. It's just like, I'm going to trade the same risk, take the same approach, but this time I'll just be a little bit more cautious about runners, right? Catching running positions. Because remember, we focus on the skill. Like what you're gonna see on your P&L at the end of the day is just a byproduct. Don't focus on that. Like when you're playing a game, where this is quite early into the game as well. Like think of yourself as a professional athlete, right? You don't start counting, like basketball players don't necessarily start counting everything like in the beginning. They want to keep up, but they want to play a good game, right? But we don't want to like over expect like from the market, because what can happen is if I increase my risk now, volume starts to die out, it consolidates a lot. That's a really bad start into the month. But if you remain humble and just keep doing what you're doing, like that's enough, man. That's enough for me, honestly. Like I make more than enough money to be comfortable, and I don't live in New York. You know, if I lived in New York, maybe I'd have to increase my lot sizes a bit more, but I don't live in New York. And I know that's the whole idea, you know. That's the thing about trading. It gives you freedom. You make your money, move to wherever you want to live in the world, and make it in a way that you don't have to work as hard. You know, that's it at the end of the day. Like you just figure out systems where you work smarter, not harder. The problem is a lot of people don't have this financial literacy. So people with skills, they're good at making money, but they spend it too fast. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, man. Like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is a guy who touched $1 billion and he was going broke. You know, like what's the point? What's the point of all that legacy that he built as a professional boxer to only go broke? If you look at the statistics of professional boxers, professional fighters, most of them end up broke at the end of their careers. Why is that? Why is it? Why do they all go broke? Why are they chasing? You know, 20 million is not enough. 100 million is not enough. 500 million is not enough. What is it? So, you know, it's all about just like all this information is already out there. You just gotta use that to your advantage. Yes, like Tyson. Yeah, you just gotta take it easy. I got this neighbor. She's like she's old. She's old. She's like, I think she's like 80 or something. She looks old. She always tells me, take it easy. Take it easy. You know, that's wisdom right there. She's telling you wisdom. 80 years, probably she's like 80. Living on this planet, she just knows, man. Just take it easy, buddy. Take it easy. Mayweather or Mike Tyson in a fight? I think Tyson would win. I have sent in a request for access to the journal. Yes, you will get access, sir. Drop new videos every week. Quite a long time, but do YouTube pay well? YouTube pays me like maybe, you know, like 20 bucks, 10 bucks, 20 bucks a video. Something like that. Oh, a day. Not a video, actually. Not a video, but I only get like a few hundred views. So YouTube pays me maybe like 10 or 20 bucks. 10 or 20 bucks a day. It's not that much. And they take 30% when they send you the check. Can you please explain where should we go for buy? Okay. Where we should go for buy? I think where you should go for buy is gonna be when price breaks above 44.33. That's when you should go for buy. So like this, you stop right here, and then boom. That's where you should go for buy. When price breaks 44.33, then you got some clean range for price to keep moving up towards 44.36.45. And then this counts like a failed head and shoulders, right? You left shoulder, head, right shoulder. That becomes a failed head and shoulders, and boom, like price can continue moving with the daily bias. Let's see. Stocks and bonds steady while oil dips as investors access Venezuela upheaval. After dramatic events in Venezuela at the weekend, US President Donald Trump said he was putting the South American nation under temporary American control and that he could order another strike if Venezuela does not cooperate with the US efforts to open up its oil industry and stop drug trafficking. He also threatened military action in Colombia and Mexico. The removal of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro by the US is unlikely to have meaningful near-term economic consequences for the global economy, said Neil Shearing, Capital Economics. But its political and geopolitical ramifications will reverberate. Yes, we can see that reverberation already happening here on gold. Given the unexpected turn of events in Venezuela over the weekend, it remains to be seen whether the Trump administration has an appetite for more regime changes, which he most likely does. Literally the next thing on the, like, man, I say this almost every week. It's insane how much value we give like every week. But the next thing that's happening is going to be on Friday. On Friday, we have the new Fed who are going to be picked, right? The new chairman of Federal Reserve. And that volume is carrying throughout this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, till Friday. You know what I mean? Because we're all looking at Trump as a guy who's going to put somebody in who's pro-US dollar rate cuts. Right? So, man, I think this is going to be a pretty good week here. Against the yen, the dollar was flat at 156.79 yen. Bank of Japan Governor Ude said on Monday that the central bank will continue to raise interest rates if economic and price developments move in line with his forecast. Oh, price is breaking already. Breaking 44.33 over here. Let's see if it moves up. Let's see if it moves up. Battling with that 5-minute SMA. PA is king at the end of the day. Flat high Goldie. Oh no. Third W and done for the day. Nice one, Kevja. Yeah, I took 2 trades today, and I think I am done for the day. I don't think I'm gonna take any more trades today. 2 trades and done for the day. Gonna rob the market tomorrow. Gold may face increasing volatility speculation. Gold faces increasing volatility and speculation. Analysts write in a note, the metal's implied volatility has crept higher alongside larger swings in weekly price changes and implies lease rates. Unprecedented swings in gold and various precious metals across the final trading week of 2025 is a key warning sign of increasing speculation. Retail investors piling into gold and precious metal products, fueled by ongoing accumulation of physical bullion. You see accumulation. May have exacerbated the year-end tight liquidity squeeze. UOB maintains its gold forecast to 4,600 by 2026 end. Only 4,600 before rising to 5,000 eventually over the long term. We're gonna hit 4,600 like easy. 4,600 is not even. It's not even. Should not even be there in terms of if you're doing a higher time frame analysis. I would say, man, by the time we're breaking 45.61, why would we only go to 46? At that point, we're gonna be on our way towards, you know, like 4,800 and then 5,000. I think like 5,000 is the main mark though. 5K. That's gonna be the main target over there. 5-minute don't have a bottom wick. Oh, and the broker? Yeah, I mean, like the trade I took over here didn't have a bottom wick on my broker either. Price moved up, but that's when it opened in profit. This one, it has a tiny bottom wick. My broker, there's nothing there though. But we've already seen that usually volume-based plays they behave like that. Even if you look at the daily time frame, look at the daily. Daily doesn't have bottom wick. Look at this. It's smooth like a baby's bottom. Here at 43.28. See, there's nothing here. In a world where everyone is over... Oh, wow, look at this. Price is running up. Get up there, gold. Get it. Get it. Is that 16 pips? Stop loss to break even there. Stop loss to break even there. Stop loss to break even there. That should not come back to entry. Very nice. Very nice. Now you see now the range is being filled. It's being filled towards resistance here by 44.36. Awesome. Go SL to BE also. Yeah, that was the next. That was definitely the next distribution. This was the next point in time that price was going to move somewhere. You know, it was going to move somewhere and distribute. Accumulate those orders and distribute them. Amazing. Thank you for level. I am in this trade. Welcome, welcome. Congratulations if you took this position over here today. This is a position I perpetrated. Now you see prices come up towards resistance and we're going to see like some profit taking here. Because we know price can move, right? It can move from here to here. Look at that. Oh man, look at this. How does he know this? How does he know this? How does he say these things every week? And still that I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. How? How is this possible? I don't know. Maybe I didn't put enough complicated rocket science. You know, some people, they like overcomplicating their trading. Then it feels, and this is something that I saw that happen to me as well. It's come back to retest that zone. Remember, we'll speak about this quite a bit. Came back to fetch orders. But this is something I realized that used to happen to me quite a bit as well. There was this one guy I was learning from, and he would take such a simple approach to markets, right? And then there was this other guys I was learning from, they would take a more complicated route. But for some reason, I always felt safer taking the complicated route. You know, when they like overcomplicate, it just felt safer. It felt more real. And this other guy, I just used to watch him and he used to take these simple trades. It's like, you know, that's pretty cool. But I want to learn this because this, I just feel a lot safer when I overcomplicate it. You know, so that's something that's going to happen to quite a bit of us in the beginning. Because, you know, the simple stuff, it's kind of hard to believe the simple stuff. It's like, I don't know, man. An inverted turtle soup does sound quite convincing to me. I know about these candle closure things. These candlestick pattern things and these clean range things. I don't know about that. A turtle soup and a fair value gap inversion into the Sunday lows. That sounds pretty smart. Sounds pretty smart to me. I think this happened when they are new and uneducated. Yes. Do I calculate the percent of winning from the initial deposit or recent balance? From Oh, no, that's just from the initial deposit. That doesn't change. Like the way I calculate it is based off like, yeah, it doesn't change. The recent balance is going to be too complicated, you know, so overcomplicating it. So if I start an account with like 50k, then I'm just going to use 50k. Even if it goes to 100k, I'm still going to use like 50k. Because by the time I hit 50k, if I double the account, I'm just resetting. I'm resetting. Because a broker is like an exchange, you know, that thing can go down anytime. So, you know, you can't just keep your money in there forever. You gotta pull it out and then you have to secure it. So put in trading accounts only what you're happy to lose. In other words, loss of 0.65. I'm done for the day. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, that was it. That's all that the market could have done here. It just pushed up, distributed, hit resistance, came back, retested, had another push upwards after retesting. That was about another 18 pips. Right here. So you got markets came down. Came towards support, filled up the range on the left hand side, and then set it up again. Boom, boom, boom. Broke, distributed, hit profit targets, came back, retested the zone, pushed up one last time, and then the rest came to bleed out like this. And then now it's like, it's a bit of a whiplash too. Let's see what silver is doing. Silver is also moving quite nice. It's up about 4% right now. You got resistance, you got support. It's accumulating, it's getting ready for the break too. Fly, Goldie, fly. Quite interesting to see what we're gonna have in store for tomorrow. As we're heading towards 4,500. It would be nice if we didn't hit 4,500 today. If that could give us a bit of like room to play around tomorrow too. Okay, that could be our target for tomorrow's daily candle. Watch out for Trump's tweets though. I feel like with what's happening right now, he's also more prone to tweet about certain things. Hey, Mr. Rashid. The plan is simple: execute 100 trades, then go and live in my own house. I cannot enter. Yeah, I mean, like the entry came in right here by 44.33. It came, it hit, and then came back, retest, and then eventually started moving up again. That's a pretty big retracement. Let's see if that was 20 pips. Now 20 pips sort of survived. This is 16 pips stop loss. If you're still thinking of holding a runner, but this is still risky because at this point, especially after it breaks its highs, moves up already like almost 30 pips. 30 pips, and then it comes down. Now it's 5:36 a.m. That means we're breaking into a pre-New York session right now. So in the next like 20 minutes, we're gonna have pre-New York session. At this point, a reversal is needed. Yes. Yeah, I think at this with the pre-NY session, we might get some counter trend moves. But yeah, like right now, everything is still definitely more bullish. Like even this trade even came so late, like literally started breaking at 5:23, and it still played out. So a lot more bullish momentum. Like I think we rarely get trades at this 5 a.m. Eastern candle too. Most of our trades just come in like sooner. You say sooner or pre-NY. Pre-NY would be from 6 a.m. You see this? 6 a.m. Look at that. 6:01 a.m. 6:09 a.m. 6:12 a.m. Usually within the first hour. 6:04 a.m. That's a pre-NY. But with the 5 a.m. ones, most recent one was maybe like 4:53 a.m. But that's still before that 5 a.m. hourly open. The last time we got a trade at 5 a.m. was on the 9th of December, which was some kind of a BE over there. Oh, we actually had two back-to-back 5 a.m.s. Yeah, that 5 a.m. Those 5 a.m. candles are quite pesky. At like 6. I like these 5 a.m. candles. Another BE over here on that 5 a.m. See this nice little W here. 3 a.m. I know like when it's coming in sooner then the trade is much nicer because we're gonna have volume. You know, we're gonna have volume coming during that time. Oh, gold's still trying to break. It just poked its head above resistance by 44.38 and pushed up about like 6 pips. Mm, 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 mm. Alright, I think that hourly must be waiting. Got still 20 minutes. Look at this. Previous hourlies got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bullish currently right now in a row. I haven't seen any liquidation happen on the previous hourly candlesticks too. They're still being respected quite nicely, those lows. Eventually, if there's any time that it'll pull back or have a potential of pulling back, would be definitely this next 6 a.m. candle. I feel like you can see the hourly's been a doji here for, we only got 18 minutes left. That means on the LTF it's been consolidated within that range. Then we're gonna see something like this. I guess the major breakouts would be then below the support here by 44.30. If it breaks below 44.30, there's a range of about 42 pips below this section here. If it breaks above these highs, that's 6 a.m., then it has a chance to keep moving up bullish. Now, we could be full of surprises, especially on gold. You know, gold's full of surprises. I got my eyes set on 4,500, but yeah, man, that's a really big move. But just recently, we already had a candle do something crazy like this, you know. But obviously, it's better to under-analyze than over-analyze. So maybe like 44.50 could be a good target for the day. 44.50. So that means as it breaks these highs, we could have like this much more room, and this would act as a magnet for price to move up another 111 pips, but like 44.50. So yeah, that's the analysis. That's analysis going into pre-NY. Sells below support, buys above resistance. That's it. Wait for some wicks to break. Wait for some kind of confirmation there. Massive range. $15 more minutes. So a lot of nice range on the hourly too. Clean traffic. 4 hours looking beautiful. 4 hours actually in a distribution. Now that I look at it. Still playing out. It's still in the early stages of a distribution, the 4 hour. So guys, we're heading towards like 16 pips on the lower time frame type thing. Broke the highs. Boom. This is a range to fill. On the 4 hour towards 45.33. That same, you see that same thing happening here was that 1 minute play that we called out. That happened right over here. Towards that resistance point. But that's happening on the 4 hour. Anyway, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. Look forward to a lot more PA to the upside. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good week. It's going to be an amazing week. So see you all then. Good luck. And take care, everybody.
Now we bout to dip. My boy said the style.